Hello guys, today's video is about a 2 years toddler girl, Isabelle Welsh, who collapsed at her home in Huntington Close, which is in Thornby, Teesside, UK. And this happened in last September, and she died following day in the hospital. And her mother and mother's boyfriend are on trial for the death of this little girl. So the facts of this crime or case are like this: that the mother of a seriously ill toddler who had suffered sexual and physical abuse, but the mother delayed calling 999 when her daughter was dying, because she was thinking that she would be questioned about what happened to this little girl, and this was told in the court. So Isabelle Welsh, 2 years of age, was found to have suffered 21 different broken bones in the week before she died, after collapsing at her home in Teesside, and this was also told to the jurors. Her mother, Alexandra Walker, whose age is 25, and her boyfriend, Tyson Simpson, age 22, they were both on trial, but remember, they both denied for the murder, sexual assault, allowing the death of a child, and child cruelty. So the prosecutor in this case is Richard Wright, KC, said the day before this girl died from severe head injury, the defendant had been up late night drinking and smoking cannabis. So while Walker, the mother of this child, stayed in the bed the following morning, but the boyfriend Simpson was up and in sole care of this toddler. So he later put the child to bed, and around 3 p.m. on 13th of September, he left the property. So Mr. Wright, the prosecutor, said that within 10 minutes, Walker, the mother of this toddler, Googled, "Why would my toddler be bleeding?" So there was internal CCTV cameras at home which recorded her saying, "You are scaring me," and then she Googled, "What should I do if my child has blood in his stool?" So at this time, Walker went into the kitchen to smoke a cigarette. So Mr. Wright said it is absolutely obvious that by this time the child was gravely ill. So she is quite simply dying. And yet, despite the searches on the Google, the mother, Alexandra Walker, does nothing. Around an hour after Simpson left, Walker called her stepfather, and he arrived at around 4:15 p.m. and immediately told her to call 999. So earlier that month, Walker had taken her daughter to hospital after she suffered a broken tibia, and she had explained the injury to medics as the girl hurting herself by poking her leg through the car. So while opening the case to the jury, the prosecutor, Mr. Wright, said, "In due course, you may want to consider why there was very significant delay in summoning the emergency services. One explanation, of course, is that Alexandra Walker knew that this time she would not be able to bluff and bluster her way out of the very difficult questions that she knew she would be asked at the hospital about the health of her child." So paramedics arrived within a minute, and the girl Isabelle was rushed to hospital but she died next day, early hours. So the mother of the girl Walker and her boyfriend Simpson were both arrested, and the mother said her boyfriend was her new partner and that they had been together for a month, and that she has raised concern about bruises on the child's body, but he had denied being responsible or he has anything to do with them. So in a separate later interview, she told police she now realized Simpson had been abusing her daughter. So the Simpson did not answer any question during the interview, the prosecutor, Mr. Wright, said. He told the court, the prosecution will invite you to conclude that Alexandra Walker was telling lies and that Harrison Simpson said nothing because he had no answers at all to the questions that were being asked. So they both knew exactly what had happened to the child, because in the weeks before her death, they had each subjected her to violence, which inflicted her terrible and fatal head injuries. We will invite you to conclude perfectly obvious that child was being seriously assaulted on a regular basis. So the failure to take her to hospital for days after her leg had been broken, and the significant delay in calling the paramedics on the 13th, is evidence of the fact that both were responsible for and aware of this serious violent assault, and they wanted to keep away from medical scrutiny if at all possible. So Mr. Wright, prosecutor, also said that both defendants were aware of what was happening to the child, which would have been obvious. He said she was distressed, she was unwell, deteriorating in health. These were not hidden events, and they were not fleeting or isolating incidents. So this was a pattern of abuse over time in a small house where the both defendants were present. Remember guys, these both, Walker, the mother of the child, and her boyfriend Simpson, deny all this, and this trial will continue for later days. So the result of this case will have to be seen, how it will be concluded and who will be held responsible for the death and the physical abuse of this little child. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in another video. Till then, stay blessed. Bye.